Because today we got in Guerrero Fitness in the house. That's my boy right here.
Guerrero.
Welcome to the show,
I am
Guerrero.
happy to be back, man. Happy to be
Yeah, my man, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you've been busy, bro.
Oh man, it's just getting crazier and crazier, but I
It
love
is.
it. I love it because that's what we need. We need that so we could become more. Because you have to feel some kind of discomfort so you could progress, right?
Absolutely.
You can't kick your feet up and think that you made it because we got a lot of work to do.
A lot, bro. A lot. I'm watching. I mean, Chuman, have you been watching Guerrero's whole get down? Like his
Hell
growth
yeah.
and like his following and like the testimonies and the photos of your warriors, right? We call them your warriors, right?
They earned it. So, like I said, I got to give credit where credit is due, and they're up on that wall because they earned it. It's like everything else. Everything in this life is earned. So we gotta put them up there, and let them know.
I
guys-
watch his talks, his motivational talks.
Hell
he lays
yeah.
out the fucking subject. I'm like, man, that's why I start wearing my sunglasses just in honor of Guerrero Fitness, man. I'm like, fuck yeah, this guy's for real.
And you know what, man? I mean, I'm watching all the physical transformations, which if you were just watching this thing, watching Guerrero Fitness and following him, if you were just looking at that, your mind's going to be blown. I know that it's a much deeper level and a bigger picture than that. And I'm watching these guys. I mean, there's some people that I know that we know through other people, and I'm watching the effects of you guys' program, your whole program, change these guys, not only physically, you guys. It's not only physical. I'm watching these guys show up as men, as fathers, as sons, parents, taking their lives back in control and standing up and showing up as a real man and a leader in their family, man. It's like, I'm watching you do it with your own kids. I'm watching this whole thing and the effect that you're having on so many people around you, man. It's amazing, dude. I've never seen a wave like this really start to ramp up. And I feel like I don't feel like I know that I'm part of this thing,
100%.
It's happening, bro.
100%, big homie. But the thing about it is that, like I said, like I always say, we got to lead by example, or else, I wouldn't be turning heads. You have to be that motherfucker that turns heads, and that, want to speak about it and be about it, and that's where a lot of people, end up fucking just falling short, because they want to say something, they want to give advice, but these youngsters nowadays, they ain't gonna listen. They're gonna look at you and like, fuck, I ain't trying to be like you, man. You're fucking, what do you got for me to fucking even admire,
Yeah, bro.
So that's the whole key here. You got to make it exciting. You got to make it fucking, them draw them in, with that, that style, that respect, that fucking, just that chest pumped and head high and shit. Not, you don't want to walk around like a liability, head down, fucking sunken chest.
dude.
Who's going to want to do that, kicking the fucking can?
Yeah.
So what we got to do is just let them know that, hey, you know what? They can be better. They could strive to become better man, better, role models is what we need, More role models.
Yeah, I agree.
That's
100%.
interesting that he says that because, his program, it is for young people, but it seems like also it's really good for parents. And you just laid out something really amazing, like totally fucking amazing, which is sometimes being a dad, yeah, you can sound scary. You might be bigger than the kid and all that stuff. But if you look like you don't have any discipline, why would you expect your children to listen to what you're saying?
That's right.
It ain't working for you.
Exactly, and that's the first thing that they're gonna point out, or not even that. A lot of kids might not do it out of respect, but deep down inside, they're like, nah, well, I ain't trying to be like that. I'm trying to be like my uncle. That motherfucker's on fucking. He has a
Right.
bracket, or I'm trying to be like my homie's dad, or
What is it is it that JB Fitness video where he's talking about the dad? Like, your kid's just tolerating your ass?
Oh yeah,
like
I heard that.
I want to be like, that's my dad. That's my fucking dad. Like that. You remember what I'm talking about, Juman, right? I sent it to you.
Yeah.
That shit, every time I see it, I think of Guerrero, man. Because it's like, that is it, man.
It's true.
And I was that fucking dad at one point in time. I was that fucking guy, coming in all motherfucking hungover, tits out, fucking bad attitude, want to tell my fucking kids what they should do, and they're putting up with me.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And it
Tolerating you.
tolerating you, and the reason it resonates, and the reason it probably resonates with some of you guys listening is because it's you, because you know it's the
Yeah.
truth. You know,
Oh yeah,
and
100%.
and the thing about it is that a lot of people, they just want to, they want to use excuses. Where like, okay, I work all day. I'm the breadwinner. See, that's a cycle and that's a habit that we create, and it keeps going generations, through generations, because that's what you've seen that your pops did, or that was their lifestyle. So
yep,
that's all we know. So we're like, okay, this is what I got to do. Go work, bring the money, go home, kick back, have a few beers and pass out, do it again, And where do you end up, striving for more? When do you end up telling your kids, hey, you know what, you could be more? A lot of people do speak about that, but why are you going to tell your kids you could be more, knowing that you could be more as well, so you could
right.
show them?
You, bro, Chumahan, when you broke that shit down, you broke down exactly what Guerrero's talking about. The way you would break it down, and you were like that a lot of fucking parents just want to do the bare minimum. Like they made the money, I brought home the bacon, and now let me have my couch and my
Right.
4 beers in the remote. How would you say it, Chuman?
Yeah.
I don't even remember how I said it, but you're right. You're one fucking dude. I have relatives to this day. They got an easy boy that's like slick with body grease because they ain't moved from that. And they got in, listen, and they got in at a time when you really could, earn some bread, and there's still a 401k in their job, and they ain't moving for shit. They ain't rich, but they got steady job. And when they come home, it is that I'm in the fucking easy boy. Don't bother me. I'm gonna fucking get my beer going. I'm at the middle level management. This is my chair. I earned this. Leave me alone.
Yeah, exactly. So how do you expect your kids to be more when they're not seeing it in their household? So where are they going to get that instill in them? Where are they going to see that value from, coming from where? So what happens is that they end up, veering or getting sidetracked by something that's more exciting, which is a lot of times, it's just, bad influence, where it's like,
Well,
okay,
sometimes those kids they want attention. They want to matter to somebody. And if your deadline or your like finish line as a parent is 5 or 6 p.m. after work, and then you're like, I'm turning off,
hmm
your kids, young people need to feel like they matter, that you care and value what's happening to them in their lives. And the only way they know it is you're actually going out of your way to pay attention to them and talk to them, love them, whatever it is. And they'll turn outward. They'll turn somewhere else if they ain't getting it at home.
100% got to be involved. You got to be involved. That's why, that helped me a lot, throughout my life, because I didn't have that. So what I did is like, I pretty much told myself, well, I'm going to do exactly the opposite, because I didn't have a father figure. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that to my kids, for once. And, I wanted a role model. I wanted a dad. Like I seen, throughout my years, I seen all my friends, they had their pops, they were involved in sports. There were some, they were interacting, and we didn't have that. My mom was like, work, I'm tired, don't bother me, kick rocks. Same thing, except at work, come home, kick rocks. So we were bored. We start creating a lot of fucking bullshit in our head.
Yeah.
And then, my neighbors, oh, that was an active fucking pad. So I'm like kicking it out there at, 10 years old, just watching the fucking movement, cars coming back, fools getting out of prison. So I'm like, oh shit, it sparked something in me, I'm like, hey, I want to be like, these motherfuckers are badass,
Right.
rolling on fucking Regals, boom, slam down. What's cracking? What time is it? What time it is? And so I seen that shit as excitement, like, oh shit, that looks cool,
Right.
because I didn't have that attention. I didn't have that focus where like, me focusing like on sports. I love sports, but the first time I asked my mom, hey mom, I want to join football flag, in school. They're like, we don't got money for that. Like, and I ain't, who's gonna give you a ride? You know, like,
Right,
no,
right,
we don't
right.
do that here. So it's like a shutdown all the time, you know. So you start, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what happens, you know. So I told myself, fuck that, you know. So I was involved with my kids at a young age, and I was becoming that father that I needed and that I wanted. But the only problem that I had is that same thing. I used to fall into vices, laziness, and at a certain point you start giving yourself too much slack, you know?
Yep.
That's the problem.
Mm.
And I didn't see that, I didn't see that till I started pretty much letting myself go, being more angry because I wasn't happy with myself. All that
Yeah.
starts
Yeah.
with you being unhappy because you don't like the way you're looking, you don't like the way you feel. So you're bringing that energy to your kids, to your spouse.
Yep.
It all starts with you. So
Yep.
but we don't see it at that time till, like I said, I had to fucking check myself hard and really look in the mirror and say, hey, mother, it's you. You're the one that's slipping. You're the one you're the one that giving you're giving yourself too much slack, and that's the problem here because, man, you had the family, you had the kids that you wanted. You're doing everything right, but then boredom is what fucks you up. When you start, when you're like, okay, well, what now? Boredom leads to desires leads to vices, and then boom, it's pretty much you end up fucking backsliding again. And that's what I was kind of like. I caught myself where like, fuck, man, they're seeing all this and evolve, so they're gonna be like, well, fuck, man, am I being a half-ass motherfucker now? Like, you got to check yourself because that my kids are getting older now. They're 16, 17, and they're seeing their pops doing almost like the same shit that I said I was not gonna do. Come home, relax, eat, fuck, pass out, fucking drink a 40, and that's it. Being lazy, a fucking lazy motherfucker, and not doing nothing, like letting myself go. Like, I was just I hit a fucking point that I was pretty much like I don't know what it was that I was just too comfortable. I got too comfortable, and everything that
Did
that I said was fucking pretty much I was going back on what I had said that I was not gonna do.
did let me just ask a real question. Let's just get down to it. In that moment, right? You're noticing it. Maybe everybody else is going. Did any of your kids say, "What's up, Pop? You talked to Big One"? Like, did any of them push back on you, and you were like, and it stung?
Yes, 100%, big homie, 100%. Hey, hey, that was a reality check, and I laughed. Like I said it before. We're at a dinner table, and I was pissed. Like I said, I was fucking just not happy with myself. I'm letting myself go. I know that's not the way I carry myself. I always have high standards. That's the way I always been. Always been laced up to be that one. Walk in a room and hey, it's somebody there. And I was slipping. So I was pissed. We're out at the dinner table. It's summer. Kid, I come home from work, fucking 15 hours tired. See them laying around and shit, and then you start picking a fucking little fight, because you're frustrated, you're pissed.
You're frustrated with
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I was like, hey, you guys do something around the house, or what?
Right.
What's going on
Fuck,
here?
dude.
I go, work out. Do you even work out?
Right.
And my other son, my oldest, he's kind of like put his head down, you know, trying to look the other way. They play sports, but they were letting themselves go too. Here's the catch. So, and I told my young one, yeah, man, look at you, man. You fucking getting that fucking spare tire, man. What's up? If you're not gonna do nothing, you don't want to be like fucking Pops on Swole. And he looked at me, and he's kind of like, well, nah, not really. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, well, you're kind of chubby. And I was like, what? Like, it kind of like everybody stood quiet. Yeah, he straight told me like serious. My youngest one.
I kind of don't want to look like
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
no, serious. He called me out. Like, I was
Straight
like,
up.
I kind of like, I laughed, man. Kind of, I didn't. I was like, oh shit. That was that fucking time where like, damn, man. You know what? My wife even said like, they all just looked at me, because they thought I was gonna get heated, but it was just the time that I realized that, hey, man, you gotta fucking, you want to, you gotta lead by example. You want to talk about it, or you want to fucking be a leader or be a role model, you better make sure you have that area sewed up that you want to speak on, you know?
Yeah, brother.
Man, that's a real
That's
man
it
right there.
That is,
is a
dude.
real
Don't
man
fucking
right
speak
there.
on that shit, or you'll get your card pulled.
Yeah,
So if you don't
100%.
want
Not
your
only
card
that,
pulled, then handle that shit,
And
brother.
he
And
pulled my
everything
card.
comes out of your
But-
mouth. Yeah.
And he pulled my
Yeah,
card.
but Guerrero also is man enough to tell us the truth.
Right.
Yeah, I got checked and it was real and I had to fucking do it. And that's a real man in my mind.
I had to bite my tongue because he wasn't lying, because I was already feeling that, you know, about myself.
He just
So
told you the
called me-
truth. He
yeah.
hit you right between the
Yeah, he
ribs.
just called me out in front of like my other kid, my daughter, and then my lady, and yeah, I couldn't believe it, you know, but it was something that helped me to this day, and yeah, it was like damn, it was a slap on the face, because I looked in the mirror and I'm like, yeah, you are fucking chubby fucker, so you shouldn't be telling, you know, how the fucker am I gonna expect them to do it. You know, and to top it off, it's like they were playing sports. You know, I was just pissed and I was just picking at them. You know,
Right.
it wasn't something that I should have done. You know, but at the moment, like I said, when you feel like shit, you're gonna treat people like shit. That's just straight up. When you feel good, you're
Yeah.
gonna treat people.
That's
good.
why when